Hi. Well, I think you can tell by the title. We got accepted into something pretty cool. That is right. We did get accepted to, let me get the name correct. I'm a little goofy and get names wrong. The World Pokemon Federation, WFP's Delta division. This is the upload Wi-Fi division. Hence why I'm uploading and it'll be on Wi-Fi. Yay! So that's fun. I'm really grateful to have been accepted, and thank you so much for the opportunity. We've been allowed to play in some pretty cool leagues recently, and I'm ever so grateful. But before I just gush about how thankful and everything is, and how this has really been a highlight of my life recently, is getting the opportunity to do this, let's talk about what we drafted. I'm kind of sticking with not doing a gimmick like I didn't do for the last one of these. I just kind of want to be a bit more personal and not hiding behind a caricature. Just for a couple. I'll probably go back to something more creative in the future, but I wanted to be honest with you guys for a bit. So we were 15th pick, so any hopes of getting our baby girl Prez, little Dragapult, was gone. But we were really hoping for something cool, and I think I kind of spoke it into existence, maybe a bit of a premonition. In our last team review video, we're talking about maybe joining a symphony. So we did end up getting Palafin as our round 1 pick. I really like Palafin. I think it's a fun mon. My biggest issues with it are that it has a turn takes a turn to turn on, which can give it momentum and be predictable, but for a Pokemon of that stat spread and amazing priority, setup potential, sorry, and it has 100 speed. I kind of neglect that it has good speed because I normally build mine bulky, but it is surprisingly fast at base 100. But yeah, this team was really how I build teams is whatever I get first is what we build around. And I didn't know if I wanted to go hard rain or if I just wanted to play pivot offense. I tend to prefer pivot offense with Palafin, so I didn't do that, and I went for Tail Archaladon for round 2. Alakazamon I've been wanting to use for a while, and I just never have. So when I got the Palafin and I saw this one had Terra, I thought now was a good time. Hold up, I need some vitamin water. I've been losing my voice the last couple of days. Okay, so Archaladon. Archaladon and Palafin kind of, I'd say, are 2/3 of our primary offensive core. You have a really cool special breaker, really cool physical breaker, and they both can kind of do either. Both have a main attacking stat, but a respectable other attacking stat, and stamina body press is a thing for Mr. Archaladon. But I've never used Arch, so I'm excited. I didn't play Ladder before it got banned, and I've never drafted it, and I've definitely lost to it a couple of times, but I've also been able to dissect it. So everything comes down to the player, and I'm hoping I am a good enough player for it. But then we had a lot of picks in between pick 15 and pick 15 wheel. And when it made it back to me, I knew I needed bulk, because I tried hyper offense weather before with Sun, and I did just atrocious with it. And last time I played Rain, I still had a bulky core to support my Rain team, and I did well with it. So I ended up grabbing Sylveon next. I wanted to get a Wish Fairy for Archaladon early, and I wanted one I was comfortable with. So that led it down to Sylveon or Screamtail. And looking back at it, I probably should have gotten Screamtail, but I don't hate it. Hold up. sorry about that. My mother needed me. We were talking about Sylveon. So yeah, when it comes to wish passing fairy types, I prefer Sylveon or Screamtail. I've used Screamtail a lot recently. So Sylveon. They do different things with Sylveon having more offensive pressure, and Screamtail just having that really nice speed tier, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock. It just has more support, and I think the book. I don't know. I picked Sylveon. I don't know why I did, but I did pick Sylveon. And Sylveon's amazing. Round 3 Sylveon's a little delusional, but Will Wheel and the guy behind us had Garchomp already, so I knew Gliscor would make it back, and he was more likely to grab his fairy, because he had Garchomp and a Terra Annihilate going into this pick. I just spoiled a little bit what our next pick was. After Sylveon, it was the other half of our main defensive core. It was Gliscor. I adore Gliscor. Losing Roost sucks, but gaining spikes has been really, really nice for it. It being quad weak to ice isn't ideal, and it being a flying type is also not ideal. And as a ground type, not resisting rock is an issue. You'll get into that later. But what's there to say about Gliscor that hasn't already been said? This is a status absorber, this is a knock absorber, this is one of our electric type answers, our primary one. This is a Hazard Setter, this is a Toxic Spreader, it's Gliscor. It's going to be carrying a lot for this team on that spectrum. If I want Stealth Rock, it's this Arch. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Especially with Archelon being Terra, my ice, and it already resists ice, so Gliscor won't have the hardest time staying alive. But it's Gliscor. I'm happy we were able to get it. It's a nice pivotal for Archelon if I wanted the U-turn set. A lot of picks went by, and I was like, well, I decided I didn't want to go hard right, but I still wanted to get some Swiss Promos, and the one I wanted to grab first was one of the few non-rain Swiss Promos, and that's Overquill. I wanted to get a Grounded Poison, because I always forget, and I felt like when I actually have the rain, getting Overquill early is smart. I'm a huge fan of Amok for that Poison Dog typing, and I've used the Suing Quillfish a couple of times in low tier, so getting to use the big one is exciting. It's got... I'm gonna be the first to say it. 3 good abilities. Poison Point has its use, especially the Rocky Helm set. But isn't Intimidate better? Yes. But, you know, more passive damage is never bad. And here's my other hot take. Bulb Barrage should act like a Dragon Darts, but poison on the second hit. Kind of like Twin Needle used to, I think. Yeah. Still do double damage. I just want Bulb Barrage to be busted. So that was Overquill. And there's not much to say about it. It's got Poison, it's got T-Spikes, it's got Spikes, it's got Crunch, it's got Baton Fast, Bulb Barrage. It's just all not... It's a not water offense mod on Rain, which I liked, and I needed to ground up Poison. There isn't anything really crazy to say about a little Quillfish friend, except he's overloaded, overcharged, and overquilled. I have no removal. I have a really bad habit of drafting Cyclosaur with a second dragon, and I did that again. We have a Ghost Immunity, we have a Rapid Spinner, we have Torn T's nephew. It's Cyclizard. I'm excited for Cyclizard for the speed tier, for just a bit more utility. It's another knocker. So it's not just Gliscor, we have Gliscor and Cyclizar. My team isn't Hazard Weak, but spike stacking is still annoying, especially with our Geladon. That's a good way to wear it down. Same with Sylveon passing wishes. So having Cyclizard just as an option to clear hazards is nice, so I'm not forced to run Mono Boots every week. But I do love me some Mono Boots. It makes my building so much easier. And that was that loop. And then we had a lot of picks back to us. And I decided it was time to get a fire type. And which fire type on a rain team would I want? Because grass types are an issue. And my only flying type is Gliscor currently. I don't even think it gets Hurricane. But if it did, it has an effective 45 special attack. Yeah, it's not bad. It's put me to sleep. So I went with Moltres. More passive damage in Flame Body, Will-O-Wisps, Hurricanes. This is one of the few fire types I feel like work on a rain team. I was looking at a couple other ones. Volcarona was one. As a sweeper and Quiver, it gets Hurricane, but it's Hurricane not being stabbed. But I've been using Moltres in another league, and it's a little overshadowed just by how bulky that team is, and also having Corviknight. So it's a little more less overshadowed here, other than Gliscor, obviously, but it gets to be more offensive by nature of this team, and gives me another nice special attacker, because other than Geladon and Sylveon, my team was pretty physical. Sorry, we're a little sick, so medicine make me sleepy. And for the next pick, we went with something pretty basic. It was Pelipper. And there's actually another rain team, or semi-rain team running around, and we had to talk about, am I taking Pelipper, am I taking Politoed? Because he wanted Politoed, and I decided I wanted Pelipper early, so it worked out. I probably should have actually gone with Politoed for the ice resist, but the recovery and U-turn is nice. Not that Politoed doesn't, I think it has Baton Pass, so that is that. It also has Hurricane though, so another Hurricane spammer with a powerful 95 special attack. It's Pelipper. When I want to go rain, he's going to be here. When I don't, he's going to be on the bench. And finally, with the last $4, we got a little kitty. We got Jolteon to round out our speed tiers at 130, another Volt Absorber to help with electric types, and a Thunder Spammer as well. Also a proper Thunder Wave user. So yeah, that's my team. It's semi-rain, semi-bulky offense, so very me. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, whether it's something I like but don't really play. I tend to play a bit slower. And whether definitely incentivizes aggression. But this is the Las Vegas Leaves in WFP. I'm once again super grateful to be here and really excited for the season. I will see you guys in week 1. Maki out. Laters. Hey, this is future Maki from like 10 hours after this is recorded. I forgot a Pokemon. We have another one. I'm so sorry, Vasculegion, my second rain sweeper. You are here. We actually drafted you before Jolteon. I don't know why I skipped over you. You're a member of this team. You're my second Terra captain, and you're one of my primary breakers, and I think you're really cool. So I'm super sorry to forget about you, Mr. and Mrs. Vasculegion. We do get both of them. But please forgive me. Okay, this is my Basket Legion addendum. I will now be catching you guys week 1. This is past, present, future Maki signing off for real this time. Bye, guys.